I'm John Duzikowski, and I'm the founder of Conflict Defense, which specializes in conflict intervention and de-escalation, as well as I teach mixed martial arts and self-defense to private citizens. And I originally grew up in West Roxbury in Boston and stayed there for the better half of my childhood until my parents moved to a small country town called Plainville, Massachusetts. And then I made that journey to San Diego when I was 22. I kept falling back on martial arts, and then I realized I could do this as a business because I saw a different perspective in martial arts that helped me kind of reverse engineer certain ways of how martial arts is conceived and how the techniques are done, kind of made it a martial science and looked at other avenues that could utilize it as a self-defense tool, but also as a physical injury rehab tool, an empowerment, confidence builder in people, and to also just help people stay safe within their lives. Self-defense and martial arts became important to me because I was bullied as a child, my whole childhood, when I was just like, from early grade school all the way into my sophomore year in high school. And it was a lot of racial discrimination and physical and verbal bullying. And at the time, it was a different level of bullying that you see now from like the online bullying and things like that. This was pre-internet. And the martial arts helped me, for one, just kind of like I was introverted, a really shy kid. It helped me break out of that shell and to kind of empower myself to, one, stand up to the bullies. And then I realized that the bullies were nothing but just, bullies preying on weaker people, but once you stand up to them, they get scared. So that empowered me a lot because I knew I was better than them, because I became empowered and confident, and I knew my self-worth, and I knew they couldn't hurt me with their words anymore. But it took years and years of damage of what that bullying did to me before I actually was able to evolve. And the martial arts really didn't help me stand out till probably when I was about 19 or 20, that's when it really started to take its own shape within me and develop, so I wasn't this scared little kid anymore.
I've been learning self-defense from John in 2015. Started off learning kickboxing, then Muay Thai, and then later transitioned into self-defense.
I started learning self-defense at 5 years old. It's been a lifelong journey of mine.
I feel that's very helpful as a woman or as a girl to know how to fight back. We just don't have the strength for it. So I think it's important to know the techniques of it to fight back.
Self-defense is, in all aspects of your life, something that can come in handy, not just from a physical. Sometimes the greatest fights of your life are not physical. In fact, it could be emotional battles, spiritual battles that you have or that your loved ones have. Learning self-defense just as a physical thing, absolutely imperative, I'd say, in today's age. But beyond that, as I mentioned, it's defense of the mind. So I'd say self-defense is absolutely a must, and it translates to everything that you do.
Since I've been learning self-defense, I've noticed more confidence in myself.
The great thing I realize is by knowing self-defense and martial arts, doesn't mean that you're learning something to continuously fight people, and have to get hands-on with someone. The fact that I know martial arts now, it actually, I don't know, it airs this level of awareness and confidence. And I've had people just stand down from me now that they know that, okay, I do know martial arts, you don't want to mess with me. Right. The nice aspect was the martial arts helped ensure that I wouldn't get hurt. So when someone's attacking at me, at least I know how to move, how to block, and again, things can dissolve very quickly thereafter. The stereotypes and going towards that bullying behavior with those kids was tragic, because back in that day, it was just after the Vietnam War, and so the names that the bullies would call me were the stereotype names of, Slant-Eyed Chink, Charlie Chan, Charlie, referencing from the Vietnam War, and so that type of racial bullying, as a child, you really don't know how to react to that just of yet. And again, I spent many, many years just devastated, crying and by the abuse that I was taking. And, it was different back then. Now that I'm older and I look at that, it was a hard thing to go through, looking at that. And a lot of people would succumb to that. And the thing that I'm really against now with the bullying, with online or physical bullying, is now it's leading to a high level of suicide. And I'm glad I never got to that level. I was able to rise above that through the martial arts. And any child that feels like that type of getting beat down with that abuse, find that inner passion, that outlet that you can discover a reimagined person, that you don't have to fall to their words, and realize that you have something better that you can grow and evolve on. And so martial arts has saved my life in many, many ways. All throughout my whole life, it's helped me accomplish so many different obstacles and kind of fight through different levels of mental and PTSD type of sensations within me.